Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Pitino, head coach of the University of Louisville Cardinals, is out as head coach. Now, he and 5 other coaches from other schools have all been in this whole scandal, caught up in a scandal, and all these charges that they're facing. Travel act conspiracy, bribery conspiracy, solicitations of bribery, honor services fraud conspiracy, honor services conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and they're facing a maximum of 80 years in jail because they're taking federal money. What they've been accused of is taking money from the use for school purposes and recruiting purposes and paying players, offering players $100,000, recruits to come to their school and help the program. Why is this type of fraud going on? Because there is a huge amount of pressure in collegiate athletics, specifically the revenue generating sports such as basketball and football. There's a huge pressure to win. If you're not winning, ain't nobody trying to hear what you got to say. You out in 2 to 3 years, period. When you at a school like Kentucky, Louisville, and I'm not saying that John Calipari or Mike Krzyzewski are doing anything wrong, but when you at a school like Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, schools that are primarily basketball schools, you have to produce. You have to make a certain amount of NCAA tournaments. You got to make a certain amount of title appearances, and you got to get some national championships flowing. That's what brings the money into these schools. People come to these schools not because of the academics all the time. It's because of these sports programs. These sports programs are on TV every single day. They're getting the school exposure. National championships bringing more money. Hey, it's helping recruit regular students as well. So they're under tremendous pressure. So what they do, they resort to illegal tactics to get these kids to come to the school. Rick Pitino is no stranger to this. Earlier this year, they faced sanctions. In 2015, he was found. They were outed in a book by some women who said they were escorts. They were paid by the university's basketball staff to perform sexual favors, have sex, and strip for recruits on their recruiting visits in order to get them to come to Louisville, so they can say, okay, I want to come to this school. Everything gonna be happening. I'm gonna get laid. Everything gonna be lit at this school. They want to come to the school, so they want to convince these kids to come to the school by having the escorts there. Problem with it is that all this is illegal. Rick Pitino don't surprise me. This stuff don't surprise me with Rick Pitino at all. He got a long history of doing it, and he's trying to keep up with the competition out here, because he don't get paid on how many people graduate. It's how many championships you deliver. The problem with it all, why this is happening, is because that they not paying these kids. They're not allowing these kids to get paid and compensated for their duties. They're not allowing these kids to have some type of revenue. They're not making no money. The NCAA getting all the bread off of them, and they putting their bodies on the line every single night. So what they need to do to fix this problem is to put these kids' money in a trust fund or in an escrow account that they cannot touch until graduation. Once they graduate, get these kids the money they deserve, man, because they bringing in all these recruits on a worldwide scale. They bringing in all these students to come to the school. They helping fix the facilities with the money that they bringing into the school. People come into these schools strictly because of the sports. I've heard people say they went to Duke because they love the basketball team. They went to Kentucky because they love the basketball program. Same thing that goes for North Carolina, Kansas, so on and so forth. It's ridiculous though. Like Rick Pitino, he's the most highest ranking individual I've ever seen and don't know nothing. He don't know a damn thing that's going on in his program. He don't know nothing. You can't say, hey, it happened underneath his nose, but he didn't have a clue. I wouldn't be shocked if he act like he didn't know what was going on now. I wouldn't be shocked if he act like he didn't know he was getting fired. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked by it, because, hey, that's been his whole game. And unfortunately, assistant coaches, graduate assistants have been thrown under the bus and have thrown under the bus so he can keep his job. It was a grad assistant that got the escorts to come and pay for it out of his pocket. You can't tell me Rick Pitino didn't know what the hell was going on with that. But that kid got in trouble while Rick Pitino was able to keep his job. That's the thing that I don't agree with right there. So these kids are laying down everything on the line for you, but you keeping your job for this whole time. Like, damn, that's the thing to think about. But honestly, college athletics, all this dirty stuff is going on in a lot of different programs. If you look at under any stone at these athletic programs, you're gonna find some dirt. And That's because the pressure to win and because so much money is being made. We're talking about billions of dollars being made in collegiate athletics. And none of these kids are getting paid for their services at all. And it's illegal to get paid. So what they doing? These kids, these recruits, if their market value is $100,000 and they find out, they gonna give out the money because they need their recruit to come to their school so they can win games and keep their job. Bottom line, and unfortunately, that's what's going on. It's not right at all. But hey, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with giving kids money for their services and what they can do. You know, you don't limit they limiting the earning potential of these athletes, but they're not doing the same thing for the kids that are the regular students that are science majors, computer science majors, that are chemistry majors, biology majors, communication majors like myself. You know, we don't have a cap put on our earning potential, but a NCAA athlete does, which is crazy. You know, they bringing in all that money and they can't even make any money. Get out of here, man. I don't agree with that. But the time for Rick Pitino was coming soon, man. You know, hey, it was almost over with, and I'm not shocked by it at all. So Rick Pitino gonna have to, I don't know, he gonna have to face the music, gonna have to face the noise. Maybe he can coach in the NBA soon like he did with the Boston Celtics back in the day. But hey, he's a great coach. Made 7 NCAA appearances. No, I'm sorry, 7 Final Four appearances with this Louisville program. 28, I believe, NCAA appearances in total at University of Louisville, and won a national championship in 2013 with my high school classmate Wayne Blackshear. Shout out Wayne, man, got that chip in 2013. But man, like, this stuff don't shock me at all. Like I've been knowing that a lot of this stuff goes on at these big time programs. And Rick Pitino is just the latest story in it, along with other coaches. As you see, he's not the only coach that's been caught up in this scandal, man. It's going on in a lot of different schools. And the bottom line, in order to solve this corruption, is pay these kids. Put their money in a trust fund, put it in an escrow account, make the qualification for them to get their money is for them to graduate from school. At that point, they can have a degree that they can fall back on just in case they don't make it in their sporting realm, whatever realm they choose, period. So that's what I'm going to suggest, you know. But hey, until then, we're going to keep seeing the corruption happen over and over again. You're going to keep seeing people get sanctioned and fined because they're trying to keep up with the competition pool that's out there. They're trying to keep up with John Calipari and the Rick Pitinos of the world. So fix it.